Hello. Hey, Edie. Hey, Rudak. You guys are early today. How's this looking? A little dark. Happy Friday, everybody. We made it. I thought today I would do. I was thinking about Kamandi, and I thought it might be fun to try to do a little Kamandi piece tonight. And also, can you hear me? Am I making any sound? I'm not seeing. Okay, 5x5. It's just not showing me on the stream. Usually it shows me a little sound meter. Wait, does 5x5 mean that you can hear me? Okay, great. Whew. All right, so I did an interview earlier this week, and they were asking me like what if I wanted to do a DC or a Marvel book, what would I do? And I told them Kamandi. So I thought that would be really fun. Hello, All Out Bikes. How you doing, Jason? Hello, Maat. So the other thing I was thinking about was just doing stuff with acrylic ink because I have been really enjoying that. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's not much deeper than that, but yeah. Rad, Jason, thanks for dropping by. That's cool, dude. Kamandi has such a, like an amazing vibe. Like, I just imagine his hair is like perfectly feathered. Like he's got the most sick 70s feathered hair. That's always perfect. Even with the brap bap bap. I do feel like he could, stand to put on a shirt occasionally, though. I feel like that might help his vibe a little bit. Yeah, exactly. Fabio hair. I need to look him up. I don't know if there have been any like recent Kamandi books that have been like important or whatever. So I'm going to do like my version of Kamandi. What I think a kid growing up in the wastelands, hunted by the animals, what he would look like. That's like not even showing up. There was a Kamandi redo not long ago. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. It seems like there's a ton of people who just love Kamandi and would want to do a bunch of stuff. It's time. I kind of switch back and forth between having Marvel Unlimited and the DC app subscription. So it might be time for me to switch back over to the DC app for a while and go Kamandi hunting. So I'm going to put a shirt on Kamandi, which may be illegal, but I feel like if you're running around in the wastelands, you're going to want to keep the sun off you, especially when you're so blonde. Oh, I'll look into that Tom Scioli. Is that how you say his name? Kamandi is one of those rad characters that isn't as like locked into the DC universe. So I think like to me it makes him very appealing because he doesn't have to like whoever's writing Kamandi doesn't have to worry about what Batman is doing that month, or, or like locking into whatever event is happening at the time. Scioli. That makes sense, I guess. I'm going to do my underdrawing in kind of in 100% a Payne's gray. This might be the first time I've ever drawn Kamandi, which is funny considering how much I enjoy this character. I guess the thing about him is that he doesn't have as like iconic of a design as a lot of other superhero stuff. The fact that he's just a shirtless blonde kid, like that's kind of just a weird design. Yeah, the the way Kamandi got his name is very funny. That it came from the command the I think that's in this. Oh no, this is volume 2, so I don't think I have that story in here. Oh, hello, Tulip Pants. Not that she can hear me. She's gotten mostly deaf, unfortunately. Poor little pup. Yes, she does. She does just fine. This design of Kamandi kind of makes him look like he could be in Metalocalypse, which is kind of great. Yeah, I keep my hair dryers on silent. It helps. Oh, rad, Austin. I'm so glad. I am very happy with that commission. I think it turned out really cool. Yeah, I hope your kid is doing good. Hope they had a nice dinner. Should I have muted for the airbrush? Yeah, I was gonna get that commission in the mail on Monday, but the guys at Cadence told me to hold on to it until next week because they will not have anyone. They're going to a convention this weekend, and they didn't want to miss it. But yeah, it should get to you real soon. Hey, Joseph, thank you so much. I'm really glad you liked Lonesome Hunters. Tell your friends. Hey, is your name Luis? Thank you very much. All the way from Mexico. The airbrush sounds like I'm burping into a fan. That's good. That's I guess that's the goal. So we'll see how this goes. Kind of jumping into the painting a little bit faster than I probably should. Usually that's a bad sign, a bad thing to do. Like I feel like the trick to painting is always to have a good drawing. And if you have a good drawing, then the painting is actually really friggin' easy. So I'm doing this all with acrylic ink too, and I think I may bust out some acrylagouache at some point. Oh my gosh, 3 months. That is a young one. Yeah, there's usually a lot of chaos around that age for a while. Oh, nice. Austin, was that the double page spread one? Nice. That's a good one. Oh, nice. I think I knew that, Austin, and I just forgot that you had that spread from number one. That is a good. I think that's a beautiful piece. I really still feel good about that piece. That was one of those where I started it thinking I would sort of paint it one way and then had to take it kind of another way because of the if you look at it, there's a ton of gouache and stuff on that wasn't in the original plan, but I think it really made for that beautiful bark texture. Yeah, add in the so embarrassing that I didn't get the title on the original art because that was so important to me too when I was doing it. But there's only one of those spreads that got published without the logo or the title being embedded in the artwork. Which to this day is still really embarrassing. That after, because it was like issue 30 or something, it was like really late in the run. You'd think by that time I would not even have to think about it and would have automatically just done it, but nope, totally spaced it. And everyone else did too. I'm already feeling a little bit like I don't know if this piece is going to turn out. Kind of feel like it might be on the wrong paper. A lot of people have said a Harrow County Hellboy crossover would be great. And we talked about it a little bit to see if there was something we could pitch to Mignola, but I don't know. I don't know if there was a story that we thought was like worthwhile for that. I really like that Hellboy and Hester piece too. I think that one has like a really cool mood. I also find Hellboy to be really hard to draw, and I felt like I got him on that one, or at least got like my version of him. Should just let you guys write the Hellboy story, the Hellboy and Harrow County story. Kamandi is always fashionable. And yeah, Austin, I think it would be really fun to do more Harrow County stuff, but yeah, it's just hard. There's a couple ideas that I have that I don't know if Colin's into them. And the Tales from Harrow County just did not catch on as well as I thought it should. Oh, that's great to hear, Austin. I think Harrow County is one of the weirdest horror comics out there, but I'm really proud of it. I think it's one of the best. But of course, I'm totally biased. It's hard to say why Tales didn't do as well as I hoped it would. Like, I think switching artists probably had a lot to do with it. I think people really like books that are have a stable creative team, and I think that me not working on it as much sort of didn't help at all. But I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard to say. Like, it could have just been that we finished. Um, we finished Emmy's story, and that was it. That was all anybody, like most people, really needed. Yeah, those fill-in issues were rough. We were trying so hard to keep Harrow County coming out monthly, and with or close to monthly. And obviously, the way I work, it wasn't possible. So like we asked those guys to do it, and I don't know. I always feel like a book is better when the creative team stays really consistent, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Austin. Like I get that feeling um whenever the artist changes on a book that I'm reading, because the artist is the voice of the book. Like the writer can do the best writing in the world, but if the artist isn't there to like give it the voice that it needs, then it doesn't really matter. But so like yeah, when you switch it up, it makes it rough. It's kind of like I was listening to a series of audiobooks recently, and they changed narrator mid, like between books, and it it was a wreck. It made it so hard when all of a sudden the accents of everybody changed. And that's what it feels like when they change artists on a comic book. To me, anyway. Yeah, I also like follow artists more than writers, but I'm also, into art. Did you guys know that about me? I don't know if you guys know that about me, that I like art. Yeah, that's funny not being a fan of Mignola's work. Like looking at his stuff, I wonder like if he was trying to break into the industry today, he would have a hell of a time. Like if he didn't have the decades of history of his work, trying to convince people that this is what comics should look like would be really rough. And I really enjoy his work, obviously, but yeah, it's just so idiosyncratic. I can say, Kirby was like that for me. I don't know if I've talked about that before, but like Kirby was Jack Kirby. Like I did not like his work until I was in my 30s, probably. Yeah, Mignola's Rocket Raccoon stuff. That's actually where I first started reading his stuff was Rocket Raccoon, and he was doing a bunch of I can't remember if he drew Alpha Flight or if he just drew covers for Alpha Flight, but he did a bunch of Alpha Flight stuff that like that's kind of where I knew him from. And I didn't read Hellboy until a long time after it originally came out. I hope the new Hellboy movie that they're working on is good. I would really like a good Hellboy movie. I feel like nobody has like really captured Hellboy in a movie. The Guillermo del Toro ones were kind of fun. The first one was really fun, I thought, actually. The last one I thought was but the nobody's like captured the like tone poem element of it, that like really slow, dark feel that the comics have, especially like the Hellboy and Hell stuff. I haven't seen that new Hellboy movie, that newest one with the dude from Stranger Things. Didn't look good from the bits that I saw. And I do not, I feel like, it feels almost like people are sort of politely not mentioning it. Oh, I forgot that they did Amazing Screw-On Head as a cartoon. I should look that up. Yeah, AD, that is a pretty good summary. Speaking of gothic horror, I've started reading, well, I'm listening to the audiobook for Frankenstein for the first time. Like, I've read parts of it in the past, but never actually finished it. And talk about your gothic horror. It's so funny. I was like the Frankenstein story starts off with Mary Shelley being like, we all went to a party and we made up these horror stories for each other. And my horror story was about, like, we all sat around and told each other horror stories. And my horror story was this. And it was about this guy who got told this horror story, who got told this horror story, who then got told horror story by another guy. I don't know if I'm expressing that clearly. It's a weird structure. Who is voicing that? Dan Stevens is doing the voice for it. Yeah, those Wrightson Frankenstein stuff is so gorgeous. The whole time I'm listening to this story, I just can't help myself but think about how I could do it as a comic book adaptation. There's a lot of really cool ideas that sort of just get glossed over. Edie, you're asking the wrong guy. I do not know if Dan Stevens played David Xavier. Yeah, if you follow Bernie Wrightson on Instagram, the estate runs that account, and they post about whenever they're doing releases of stuff. You saw me draw the Garfield ears. I almost gave him a Whataburger shirt because that just seemed like it would be the funniest shirt. But then I remembered that a Garfield shirt would actually probably be even better. Yeah, I love. That's a good idea. That Kamandi would hate Mondays. He'd be like, "I hate Mondays. If one of those ever happens again, which it probably won't, I'll be so pissed." The search for lasagna. You must cross the wasteland, fight the leopard people, and find the secret of lasagna. This is the part when I do the like an airbrush tone across the whole thing. This is the part that's really fun, is when I start popping highlights off. I think I was talking on the last stream about how it feels sculptural. And this is the part that feels like I'm sculpting, where I'm like pulling things forward in space, kind of. Hey, good night, Austin. Thanks for popping in, man. One of these days, I'm going to figure out my lighting and camera setup a little bit better so that the colors might be a little more accurate, because they always look so weird. I think I need like way more lights in here. And the fact that it's so like blurry sort of shows like the shutter has to be wide open. The adding white to the t-shirt gave you anxiety. I feel like it needs a little bit more now. All right, I'm laying out some acrylic wash to use. I'm going to try some of these guys. These guys are like exactly what they sound like. Gouache, but acrylic. So it's like pretty opaque. Gonna obliterate all this great orange. I think I just want to give Kamandi a little more contrast against the background nose. Didn't wasn't there a cartoon that was like Garfield and Friends that took place on the farm? Seven seasons of Garfield and Friends. Man. Okay, I take back what I was saying earlier. I kind of like how this is turning out now. Oh, oh man, the putting the Statue of Liberty in the background would be amazing, but I do not think I have the energy for that. Just gonna rely on generic splatter texture in the background. What does the SPD stand for? Silent blow dryer. Yeah, I should have figured that out. Silent but deadly. So now I'm going in with just a little bit of black ink. I feel like there's not anything on here. Well, until just now, that was actually like pure black, and it kind of felt like it needed it. The acrylic gouache I used is this stuff, acrylagouache. Oh, it's made by Holbein. They also make very good um, watercolor. Not my favorite watercolor, but still really good stuff. You gonna focus? Hey, thanks, Rudek. I like my tough looking Kamandi. I feel like I don't know, like he looks like one of those skater kids with rich parents that like gets in too many fights. But I feel like that might be kind of what Kamandi would look like. Yeah, Nagro, Jeff Spicoli is pretty good. Almost done with this, I think. Done. Well, I like the way this turned out. I think it was kind of touch and go for a while. I was planning on doing the tape peeling. I would not ever hold out. we go. Tough guy Kamandi. Thinking of Kamandi listening to heavy metal, I just reminded of a dude I knew in like the 4th grade who was always bragging about how he was super into heavy metal, and it would piss his dad off because he listened to all this heavy metal, and then he would sing like "Burning Down the House," which apparently Talking Heads was heavy metal to him. So I think that's what Kamandi would do. He would be like, without the context, would for sure think that Talking Heads were heavy metal. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you feel like it, you can do the algorithm stuff, the thumbs up, etc. I don't know. It always feels dirty to even ask. But I hope you all have a great weekend and a great week. And, tell the people you love that you love them. And I'll see you all next Friday. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I really appreciate it. Bye.